and then some post game recap show. This is our third. I guess it's our third one of these because we did like an intro one, and then with this, then we did the
concept
intro, the pilot essentially.
Yeah.
And then we went back to it. So we got Ryan here. We got C-Rxch, the beatsmith on the beats and the breaks. Ryan on the production, and me, Ricky Grimes. I guess technically hosting, but just giving you, just a face to the name. What are you gonna do? So
name's on the poster, kid.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. So we're talking about our last show, which was, thank you for having the poster, because otherwise I would have forgot the date, April 25th, which it feels like literally a full year ago at this point, but it hasn't been that long.
Yeah, so we're a week away from the next one.
Yeah, it feels like it was so long ago, and there's been a world of change, and every time we do another one of these shows, it feels like there's so much, it's so quick, but yet so far away at the same time.
Like, we should figure out maybe for the next one, a recording date for this closer to...
Yeah, well, yeah, we'll see. I mean, then we get kind of like, let's see, who's really, is this more just for us at this point? I mean, we'll see who gets out of it. Who gets out of it. But now we're close enough that we can preview the next show, which is next week or this week or whenever this comes out, the 22nd of May. And we actually have a full lineup. Now, unlike the other shows, we got a full lineup that we can actually promote.
Yeah.
Right to camera, so we could do that. But what we're gonna do for this show is, I thought this would be good, is that basically we do a rundown of the show. Ryan's got such a great video of the program. I think we'll do almost like it's like a watch-along situation. Because there's people like a lot of the folks that have gotten the video and posted them on their Instagrams and their social medias, they posted performances up there. And there's people that don't necessarily want us to post their performances. They're kind of working on stuff, or they're not comfortable with it being posted. So in those cases, they're not... we're probably not right to share them, but we can certainly take a look, and it'll help us kind of jog our memories of the show since it was so long ago, and then also it'll allow us to kind of keep on track so we don't get off beat too much. So I think C-Rxch is also going to preview some beats, new and exclusive. This anything. But what's going on? How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm just glad to be here.
Thanks.
Again, thank you for extending the invite. Thank you to Ryan as well.
Yeah,
of course. Thanks for
I'll
traveling out here.
No problem.
It's not a short trip for you, is it?
Nah, it's about like an hour and some change.
Oh, dedication, folks.
Well, just the level of, just from what you're hearing. First off, you just listen to what you're hearing right now. I mean, it's just a treat for us, and then it's a treat for the audience, and then it raises the whole level of what we're doing here. Other than it would just be the two of us, just yakking.
Who can you hear on this beat?
Yeah.
Huh? Give me a rapper you could hear on this beat. Common.
Oh, definitely Common. That would be
I was gonna say Little Brother.
What about like was it? Is it JID? Is that what it?
JID.
Yeah, he would be good too.
A Little Brother, that's like a collective, right? That's Ninth Wonder.
Ninth Wonder, Fonte, and Pooh, but right now it's just Big Pooh and Fonte.
I think Fonte. They bought Fonte out. I think that's actually true. Like they bought him out of the group. Yeah, not like in a weird way, but they were like, we want to go do Big Brother stuff, and he wants to do his own thing. He's like, he's not gonna go on the road, and he's not gonna. And they also like, what happens sometimes when you get into a group like that where you have the producer like built in. It's like you kind of can't use any other producers, which is like half the fun as a rapper. So they kind of like wanted to kind of...
Yeah, and when somebody in the group is maybe more driven than another person, so you feel like one person's holding you back, so it's got to be tough.
I really like that. The last record they did, which is like, I guess what their final records, it's like...
May the Lord Watch.
May the Lord Watch. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, it was really good.
I thought it was really good.
The only down part
Are they done?
I don't think they're done, but I think last year was their last tour.
Last tour, yeah.
Because I know Fonte, I know he does a podcast with Questlove, I believe.
Yeah.
And Big Pooh, he manages Loot for Dreamville.
Oh, does he really?
Yeah.
Fonte's so good, man.
Yeah, and also they released a documentary, May the Lord Watch, and Ninth wasn't involved with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Ninth
got kind of big for them, I feel like
it's gonna what's gonna happen with this podcast.
Everybody wants a Ninth Wonder beat, so.
Yeah, we want more producers, and we're gonna have to buy C-Rxch out of this whole operation. This is like kind of like Big Brother, I guess, in a way. You're obviously Ninth Wonder, and I don't know really we could split the difference on who is the better singer. I guess can be Fonte. I guess we could. Yeah. So maybe that'll be me, perhaps. But you bring the whole level of this operation up in terms of an audio medium. So we appreciate you being here.
Thank
Ryan
you.
Providing the video, you providing the audio, and I'm going to try to mingle my way into both. I'm kind of a face for radio and a voice for video. So I got to try to do my best I could get through both. All right, you want to hit play on this thing, and then we can
Yeah,
chat a little
let's let
bit?
it roll in the background.
Now, let's also add another quick element here while you hit play, is that there's a fly loose in the studio, so you may see
there's
it
a
go
fourth
by.
member.
So
Yeah.
if we can kill it, not kill it, maybe we'll capture it and set it free. We'll see how. let me correct myself here. That just is a running thread for the episode for you watching live at home. Now you're gonna see me enter here. Now, funny thing about this is that I meant to take that hat off and I didn't, and now I was regretful.
Wow! Look behind the curtain.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna. And also, you see my large keys that I have there on my pants.
Yeah,
I
that's
always
a signature
have that.
look for you.
I know, and I ever tell you I went to a comedy show one time. Like as a fan, I went. And I was sitting in like the front row at like the Comedy Cellar, and then the guy was like, he like looked down. And he was like, "What are you,
The janitor?
what do you no?" He just was like, "What are you gonna drop? Like, what are those your car keys? Like what are you?"
Yeah.
And I was just kind of like, "Yeah," and he was like, "What? You got them on your pants like that? What's wrong with you?" And I was like, "Is this weird to have the keys hanging like that?"
Just like, I'm from Long Island.
I think I actually did say that.
I feel like that's a good
I think that's
excuse
exactly
for
what he
most
said
behavior. You can just be like, I'm from Long Island.
Yeah.
We do that.
Yeah. Now we posted a little bit of banter from this, which I thought was kind of fun. Which is that, and then I think people could actually do this while we're watching it. Is as I noted in the clip that we put up, is that you can watch C-Rch's, because he's on stage the whole time, C-Rch's reaction to the performers, and you can really get a good gauge of how the performers are doing. But so you actually have this? Do you have the whole show cut like this? In terms
The whole
of
show 2 times speed.
Wow. No, I'm
Yeah.
saying in terms of the camera angle switches.
Yeah,
You went through the whole thing?
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
The
Oh,
whole
okay.
thing is camera switches.
That's
yeah.
good. Now, do you want to talk about that a little bit, just from a technical perspective?
Not
Is that of
really.
interest to you?
No, I'm just
No?
kidding. I that's all I want to talk about. But my question is anybody interested?
Well, I think we do
it's
a
a
little
3
bit
camera
this-
shoot, and then I like to have 2 cameras at least, because people walk by occasionally. So
Yeah.
occasionally one camera will get blocked, and even if it's just for a split second, I like to have another camera I can cut to while somebody's walking by.
Yeah.
And then I have a third camera, which is the wide shot in the back. That kind of gets a little bit of the room.
Yeah.
So it makes you feel a little bit more like you're there.
I mean,
So-
I thought it just looked all the clips always look great, but I thought you really got it together perfectly, and it looks just amazing. I think the lighting was great, and I think the way that they had the background set up in the bookstore, I think really is a nice backdrop to it.
And then about a half hour in, I had this new light I wanted to shine.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I was looking for a way to use it. So I was like, I'll light up the back. a
Oh,
little
you're gonna
red,
see
give
that.
Give it a tone. So
Yeah.
look out for that. A little bit of production.
And there was a
getting
little
introduced.
bit of conflict because I had said that I think I maybe wanted a little bit more pop of color, and then you had said
Yeah.
that it maybe made it a little bit more difficult on the back end. Is what
Not
you had said.
shooting live. It looks great, and even in camera, it looks good. But something about color correcting, like when I exported, it was like so blown out
Yeah.
the color. But I had to. So I'm learning as we go here. I learned how to do some
Well, that's what I
color
wanted to
correcting,
ask,
and I
yeah.
actually like the way it came out better having learned that.
So for the folks that are watching that have never been to the show, this is basically what it looks like. You can see we had a packed house. I mean, it was I think based on just my calculation of chairs, I think there's probably about 60 people in there.
That's
So,
crazy
yeah.
when you think about the size of this room.
It's
To have 60 people in there.
We should say this at the Neverending Story in Babylon, New York. We're not going to be there for our next show because the ownership is changing, but we appreciate the folks there for having us and letting us do our thing. Very, very kind of them to have us. And we'll see where it goes in the future. We'll talk a little bit about that later. But I think my coloring looks great, which is always a concern of mine, generally speaking. I could fade in with the. With
Overall,
the
I'm trying.
background.
So I'm trying to learn how to shoot things more cinematically.
Mhm.
I want to shoot like movie level stuff. So that's what I've been trying to learn how to do. And I feel like it's not too vibrant. 'Cause movies, I don't like vibrant movies. I like movies
Yeah.
from the 70s that look a little bit.
I do too.
More muted and a little bit grainier.
This is exactly.
So
I mean,
feel like
I think it
what
looks
That's
fantastic.
what I'm trying to go for more.
That's
of a movie
pretty
look.
nice.
Yeah.
I think it looks, and I'm usually mortified watching myself, but I think the quality of the video versus I think C-Rchch does help me be more comfortable on stage. It's nice to have somebody on stage with me that I like. I thought we had a good little dynamic there at the time, and much better than my last performance.
Yeah.
in terms of
Well, yeah.
performance, because what happened was I was like, I don't necessarily like to do a ton of my material, but I felt like as you heard in the last show, just really slipped on a banana peel the last time I hosted. That I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go and I'm just gonna
Just
just
wing it.
fire. I'm just gonna fire them and give them all the A material at the top. So I think
Yeah,
that
it's a great set.
So when I got to all that, and then I'm telling right now, you can see I'm telling a larger story. This one is a story I'm trying to work out, but so eventually you'll hear that at some point. But I'm still trying to.
Yeah, I feel like there was a good version of a lot of these jokes. But you said you've posted a lot of these jokes already.
That's right.
so,
Yeah. A lot of these jokes you can see on my Instagram. There's a lot right in the front. I did a lot of my my openers, I just did my opener and my closer back to back just to let people know that I'm there. And then this is me telling this larger story, which I think went out okay. So we had a packed show in terms of audience. It was kind of on the lighter side in terms of the lineup. It wasn't the longest lineup that we ever had. But I thought it made for a really good show because the quality was high of performers, but it also left, it wasn't like we had to like keep moving and it didn't go on and on. I didn't have to kind of feel like I was like rushing people to get out there. It felt like it was pretty good.
I think it was perfect time. I think anything more, it starts to I feel like the audience is starting to get antsy.
Yeah.
To leave.
Well,
I'm from somebody when I go see a show, I want an hour and a half show, no matter what it is. I go to a comedy show, I go to a concert. People are like, oh, we want more. No, I want an hour and a half. I want to go there, give me an hour and a half worth of what I want, whatever you're doing, and let me get out of there.
That's how I feel as well. So I think this was a little longer than that. All right, so Brendan Ryan now getting on stage.
But 2 hours is good. But
Brendan Ryan got on stage, and if you recall from our last show, he had, we were talking about the story that he had told at our first show. And kind of how he was being a little bit sentimental, a little bit open and honest about that. But then he closed the conversation by saying, next time I go up there, I'm just going to go.
Doing all my A stuff.
I'm just going right for the jokes. And he certainly did. He really gave up and he really rocked it. Now, mind you, I felt good that I think I had set the comic up better than I had last on the last show. So I think the crowd, it was a beautiful crowd. Everyone was, they were quite happy to be there. And
so I was going to ask you, when you were hosting, you say you don't want to do a lot of your material, but now, do you think eventually? Well, next week it will be a little bit different because it's in a different place, a different setup, so you can do your jokes there as well. But maybe if I end up in the back in the bookstore, do you think maybe you'll do some more crowd work and maybe figure out because that's something people like to work on? I feel like it's a perfect spot for you to work on and kind of just talk to the crowd.
I think we're gonna a little more crowd work. I have a little more maybe one or two shorter jokes that I don't would ever really do in my act necessarily. I don't have a place for them yet, so I probably could just do one of those. And then I'm hoping that C-Rxch and I can maybe work out some routines a little bit almost in terms of some bits and stuff. So I've been trying to work on that, and maybe we can.
How you feel about that?
I'm down with it. I'm down with it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of because the last I think that C-Rxch did a great job. The last time when we did the Bernie Mac where he would hit the music after the one-liners, I thought that was very funny. So if we could do kind of more audio comedy kind of things like that, I think that could be really fun.
If you write a rap,
I don't know. I don't
know. My last podcast I did, the Adult Babies. We were all hip hop fans, some more than others, but me and one of the guys, and we would always say I've been a fan of hip hop for so long, so, and I've tried to rap. I bought turntables and I've tried to write raps, and I had me and a buddy of mine, we had all the marketing, right? We had a name and we had, the whole thing going, but I just couldn't rap. And I'm like, how can you be a fan of something for so long and try to do something and be so bad at it? I've never gotten better. I'm just some people just can't rap, and that's me. I just could never do it.
I tried. I mean, listen. I think we all tried rapping at one point, and I tried as well. It was all right, but it didn't.
I think it's a confidence thing. I think a good rapper just has confidence.
There was nothing I was bringing to the table in rap that I was like, people need to hear that. I had nothing to say in a rap format. In the same way, comedy, where I feel like I actually have some sort of thoughts or perspective on stuff.
Exactly.
I didn't really feel like
that's a good point. Yeah.
And also, let's be honest.
Respect for the culture. If you have respect for the culture,
this is what I'm saying.
And you can be truthful with yourself and go, I'm gonna go ahead and back out.
I was like I told you last time. I was the director of the hip hop department in WCDB Albany in Albany, New York, in the college radio station. And everyone would come up with funny all the other radios that weren't doing hip hop, they were just doing alternative rock or whatever like that. They would come up with a DJ name, I'm DJ go F yourself, something it was always a funny thing. And what's your DJ name gonna be? And I'm like, I can't to be respectful to hip hop, I'm not gonna come on here and be some wacky DJ name. I'm just gonna be me. I'm not trying to do bits. I'm not doing this ironically.
It wasn't even DJ Ricky Grimes.
No,
just Ricky Grimes.
Just me. I'm I mean, I'm not gonna
Richard Grimes.
You know what I mean? I try to be as formal as I can because it's just I don't want to be disrespectful to
My rap name was Referee.
That's pretty good.
I call the shots in the game.
Yeah, and you call it right down the middle.
Yeah.
You call it right down the middle. Now, I do want to say about Brendan here because I thought he gave a wonderful performance.
Back to the show.
He posted a clip about this. He did his the bit about the undercover boss. So, which I think is a fun one, and he's getting off here. But I always had a bit that I used to do back in the day about the show Botched. And I kind of stopped doing it because I thought that people kind of lost reference to the show a little bit. And so too much of the joke was me setting up what the show was. Yeah. And it was to the point where it's I could just be making this up. So what's the point? Right. So, but I think that Undercover Boss, is a little bit more everyone kind of knows it. I don't know, but it's like I think everyone kind of has it as a reference point. Like,
Yeah.
So I think it's much easier to comment on
And
it.
the show as a concept is a little bit easier to set up.
Right. Mine was
Yeah.
like a much more elaborate. Like people were like, "Is this a real show?" And it's like if they think you're maybe making it up to make fun of it, then there's no point to it.
Yeah,
really.
well, that was Brendan Ryan. Anyway, he's at speaking of the Adult Babies, the podcast I mentioned. That was his podcast that I was
Yes.
also on. So he has a podcast called the Adult Babies and a podcast called the Corduroy Boys. So
and he will
check
be
him
on
out.
our show.
He'll be on the next
on
show.
the 22nd.
That's exciting. Are we going to be back to back? So it'll be the Brendan Ryan Brooke
Yes.
get together.
Yes.
Good.
Yes. And so now Danny Zaglin on. Danny Zaglin's been on our show before.
I think he's been on all of them, hasn't he?
He's
Yeah, he
always.
has.
I think he has. Yeah, because last time he wasn't on the lineup, but he came by and was kind enough to come. And there was
He's
an
a
open
workhorse,
spot at
this
the end.
guy.
He's a workhorse comic. I think he did excellent. He always is working, and he also got me back in the gym because he's a very fitness guy oriented guy.
Just by him posting got you motivated?
Yeah,
or an
because-
actual conversation that you had
Both,
with
because
him?
I was talking to him about it, and then I was like, I don't really like to go to the gym, but like I used to swim back in like high school, and so I'd love to swim to get my cardio, whatever, back
Yeah.
up. And he was like, well, I was like, but there's no place to swim, and he was like, well, you can go to LA Fitness right in North Babylon, you could swim there, and I was like, oh, but it's gonna be so expensive. He's like, no, it's like this price. You go there, and I was like,
Yeah.
shoot.
Stop taking away my excuses.
So I did go. I got signed up, and I've been
swimming?
well, I had a good run, and I haven't been there in 2 weeks, but I've been, that's more of a time thing. Once
Yeah,
it
the
gets-
same thing. I have like a body image. I don't like to be shirtless in public.
Yeah.
So my goal was to get in good enough shape where I could start going to the pool and the gym, but
Yeah.
I never got to that point.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like even
Yeah.
from like to swim in a shirt is no fun in terms of just like actually.
No,
swimming.
that's worse. I would
Can't
just
be
not
done.
swim.
Just not
I'd
do
either
it.
swim with a shirt and out a shirt on, or not swim at all. I'm not
You-
going to be the guy.
You wear
with
a shirt in the
on.
pool, C-Rich?
Nah,
I see you in the gym on Instagram.
Yeah.
You're a
Yeah.
workout guy.
Yeah, I am. So usually I just take my shirt off, but also too I gotta shave as well. So
See, I don't have that problem actually. I'm quite hairless. I don't, for whatever that means. For
I
whatever.
got
that
a little
means.
bit of hair and then some. Back
Yeah.
to the show.
But Danny does a great job, and I like. Actually, this is really fun watching it on mute like this and watching it perform, because especially with the comics, sometimes you can see how much of the physical performance means something. Like
Right.
especially watching myself, I had no idea. Like
You couldn't tell what joke you were doing.
some of them I can actually, which I'm just like, and I actually remember doing like these motions as part of the bit, and I wonder how much of it is like. Is planned or is like just I've done it so many times that
Like
it's
that
gone
horn.
from
What was it?
there.
What's that horn
Yeah.
from? Is that a
now it's from
Ooh.
a composition. So this might be on instrumentals too. So
yeah? But the horn itself, like, where'd you pull that horn from?
Hey! Don't might be that might
Can
be.
I'm not allowed to ask.
Okay,
Was
so-
it a sample or
What are
is
you,
it like a
what are you,
sample?
what are
Was
you,
it
FBI?
a sample pack or something like
there's
that?
a sample pack, and it's like it was stemmed out. So I just
Nice.
Now look at the lighting change. Not to interrupt you, but look at the lighting change
Oh, look at that red pop through there.
here. Looks. I love it. Can you play a song from this one from the top, C-Rich? Can you play this beat from the top and turn it up a little bit if you could on for C-Rich so folks.
I
can
keep
hear.
calling this guy badly drawn boy, but that's
It's
that's
big-hearted boy.
big-hearted boy.
Yeah.
There's a band. You ever heard? There's a band called
Bailey Drum. That's a good
Badly
name.
Drawn Boy.
That's very good.
Yeah, but this is not him.
So this is Dustin. No, not gonna give his last name, but he is. He's been performing around. He's been popping up a bunch of different places. I don't know his backstory. I mean, I should ask him about this. Now, I should also mention this: is that my wife was there, and she did take some other video, some ambiance, and some interviews. But here's the thing: is the interviews actually came out pretty cool. Like she was interviewing some of the folks, and we could still use those at some point for stuff. But what happened is she said that everyone basically wasn't sure what it was, and just because they were nice people, were like being very complimentary of like me and being like, Ricky's a great guy and he's doing a wonderful thing. And my wife's like, don't shut up about him. I want to know about you. Like, stop talking
sort
about
of
him.
played here would seem almost a little
A
self-serving.
little bit.
Yeah.
Now she still hasn't gone chance to gone through of it. She took a bunch of footage, so there might still be stuff we can use in the future.
Drop it
for
in,
whatever.
in the middle of this.
We'll see if
Just put it
there's
right to the
anything.
YouTube page. or
But
the
she was basically
Instagram
like, it was cool because she got like a new camera, so she was trying to work on that stuff. So there's definitely some cool stuff, and I think she might be at the next show, and we can maybe work on that a little bit more. But she was happy to test it out and things like that. But most people were just being like, Ricky's doing a great job, blah blah blah. And she's like, shut up, I don't really care. Like we're trying to whatever. Don't get his head. But look how this looks magnificently shot. I mean, it looks excellent, Ryan.
Thank you. A little zoom on it.
And he looks like such a rock star in terms of the
Yeah.
look and the
Sells it.
vibe, and like in terms of just like you know, sometimes when you're performing, you have to go for it. Otherwise, it feels like, you know, it's and he goes.
That's what I was
for
saying
it.
about rapping. Is
Yeah.
like, whenever I
Yeah.
get on the mic, I would kind of almost like be self-conscious. So you like
Can't
you're
be-
not
yes.
really selling it.
Yes.
And that's where it sounds bad.
Yes.
You got to just throw yourself into it.
You're
This guy throws
100%
himself
right.
into his performance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's beautiful.
Nah,
Look at the light.
He was amazing that night.
Yeah.
He's good.
He was the guy. Yeah. The first week first month he was on, I was like, this guy seems like a ringer. Like he seems like a guy who's like a professional guy who just showed up and was.
Absolutely. I don't know his story, and that's why I got into the video thing. Is he didn't get into it too much, but I'd love to know. I think he played in bands, or I don't know what band.
Yeah.
And now he's kind of doing a solo thing, and I think he's gonna put out a record with this stuff here. So.
So that's just Big Hearted Boy is just him.
I think so. I don't know what
Yeah.
his actual. I guess when the record comes out, he'll pick his moniker. But his name is Dustin, and that was never for now. I should also say, while I have a minute here, look at this. This looks fantastic. I love watching. This is amazing. Oh, there he goes, and then he's off. See, and he doesn't, but he gets right off. If he plays his stuff, he gets right off, and then he's.
There's a edit choice that I made at some point when who was it?
CJ Walters.
Walters?
Yes.
I did something with him. I'm interested. I don't know
Oh,
if you
cool.
ever saw that. I'm interested to get your take on that.
Excellent. Here's Tom Bazzo, poet. He was on. He posted this clip, I think, of the poetry, which is very nice. He's going to be on our show too.
Pleasant person.
Pleasant
isn't he?
fellow.
I mean,
Yeah,
just
very
a,
pleasant.
yeah.
Still new to performing, so
He's a
still,
good-hearted boy.
Yeah, that's all right. That's right.
Yeah.
He's new to performing. He's going to be at our show doing our poetry on the 22nd on our show. So he comes with new stuff each time, which I wonder, because in comedy a lot of times, and even the music, you're kind of like punching stuff up, you're editing stuff, you're trying stuff out kind of over and over again.
Yeah.
I don't know if poetry is similar in that respect. I don't know how much you do.
Like once you got it down,
Yeah, that's it, right?
That's it. I would think. I mean, I know songwriters edit stuff as they go, but
That's true.
I guess poetry could be the same. That's make it living art. You can change it whatever you want.
Yeah. Now you changed the color from. I think you did a little bit. So that now it's more of like a reddish, or is that though because you had the regular lights on but the red backdrop, right? Is that what he did?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, it looks cool. It looks cool. It looks cool.
Yeah.
I like it, especially with that I actually don't know what that painting is or what that drawing is back there, but
Yeah.
it's very effective.
Another zoom shot. So yeah, I like having the backs of the heads of the audience. I feel like that gives you like some depth.
Yeah.
It gives you like a feeling like being there. So.
Yeah. Now are
Yeah.
you zooming afterwards, or you're zooming
Yeah,
in real time?
that's a post zoom, which is easier.
post zoom.
You could do it a little bit smoother and
Yeah.
more controlled.
Now he's off. C-Rxch is there. No,
I like actually the audience shot is a bit wider than that, and it's fun because sometimes you can get some behind the scenes shots of what's happening in the room behind
Yeah.
stage.
Yeah.
That's fun. This is Ariana.
That side area kind of be like people were actually doing a good job of kind of being on deck and kind of like
Yeah, yeah.
getting ready to come on, so it made things a little bit easier. I will say, and Ariana's actually, I'm interested to see how this looks with just no audio in terms of just the physical movement, because she's just a very physical performer when she's doing the poetry, so it's very
Yeah.
cool. I will just note that we did have, and I want to thank Matt Brennan again for Cornucopia Natural Foods for having so many seltzers that he was able to provide for us. I actually went to the new Cornucopia in Sayville. Sayville, right? That's right. I think it was.
The original one's Sayville. The new
I
one's
think it went to
Ronkonkoma.
I went to the one in the new one in Ronkonkoma.
Yeah, I just
Thank
went
you
there
for
too.
recommending.
Yeah.
And it's pretty big, right? That place.
It is big, yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't have the thing. So last time you came here, you brought those spuds things. the
Yeah.
jalapeno ranch spuds.
Yeah.
And I tried them. I couldn't stop eating them. I took
Yeah.
the whole bag to the face.
Yeah.
And then now I'm like obsessed with them. I went back and got more. I got 2 bags. Now I got to go back and get more. So I went to Ronkonkoma to get them, and they didn't have them. So I'm like, I got to go to Sayville.
I think
You got me-
exclusive to the Sayville.
They must be, but they're great. Go down to this cornucopia in Sayville and get some jalapeno ranch spuds.
Yeah, but the Ronkonkoma one even had like a little I don't know. Did the other one have like a juice bar in the same?
Like a little deli, like a little deli bar.
It's nice. It was a nice place. So thank you for him
This
again.
this was the day before Ariana's birthday, so she came out and celebrated by reading a poem. It was
so great. It was
yeah.
wonderful.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
I think almost every performer is like, I had an edible.
Thank
Oh,
you for
that's
bringing that
right,
up.
that's right, that's
Thank
right.
you for bringing that up. When did that start? Who's the first? Well, I think Brendan said something at first.
Yeah,
I
he
think
did,
Brendan
yeah.
was like, "I'm high," which I don't even think it necessarily is true. I think anytime a joke kind of doesn't like go one way or another, he's like, "I don't know what I'm saying."
I think a lot of people use that excuse at times to be like,
Yeah,
if this
yeah,
doesn't go
yeah.
well, it's because I'm high.
Yeah, and that came up a few times. This is where it started having. I think the next performer,
Yeah, so-
Kyle. I think she says it up top.
I wanted to make a super cut of it, but I figured it didn't happen enough. Like it was like 4 times, which is funny in the
Yes.
show, but it was not like a supercut. So I
Yes.
don't know if it's enough. But
So Ariana was wonderful. Thank you. We posted a clip of her performance, which was so great. So we appreciate her being there to do her poetry. Kyla Silk now performing, and she was someone that I saw on Instagram. I don't even know how I saw her, and I had solicited her to come do the show and see if she wanted to do it, and she couldn't be more excited to come be a part of it. And everyone kind of says yes because artists want opportunity for pretty much anything. And then when she got there, she was kind of like very happy with the professionalism of the operation and things like that. So I think she was very happy. Every artist that comes in there, for the most part, that doesn't know me or anything like that, will come in and basically be like, "Oh, this is like a real thing happening," which is nice. 'Cause I'm sure most places, and she gigs all the time in all different types of venues. So I'm sure sometimes it's great, sometimes it's a gig. It's a restaurant or it's at a hard gig or something.
yeah,
like
so
that.
I connected with her. I made a clip for a thing. I sent it to her and I said, if there's ever anything you need in the future, let me know. And she was like, "Oh my God, I'm doing a songwriter circle or songwriters round
Yeah.
in Huntington. I was gonna ask you if you can shoot it." So we've been in communication. I worked with her on Friday. I shot her show. So I've gotten to know a little bit about her. She went to school in Albany and then moved back down here and is like trying to create a little.
Oh, she went to school. Did she go to SUNY Albany? Oh.
No, she
Oh,
went to a
so-
school that she said doesn't remember the name of it,
St.
but
Rose,
it doesn't exist
St.
anymore.
Rose. Yeah, St. Rose.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
So yeah, she does a lot of restaurants and.
She's a pro. And a wonderful voice in terms of and then playing. It seems very effortless.
Funny, she mentioned during the show on Friday that she has a rasp to her, and she said she's not supposed to, so she's trying to get that fixed.
Oh, is she real? Oh, okay.
Yeah, she went to the doctor and she's trying to fix her rasp because it's probably not good for her, like
Right.
health-wise.
Right.
It's probably not sustainable as a singing voice.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Stylistically, this is exactly what I like in terms of like acoustic singer-songwriter.
Yeah.
This is exactly what
She'd
my
be a
kind of thing.
good, I feel like, person for C-Rxch to keep in contact with. Like she'd be good for like singing choruses.
Oh,
on
sure.
rap tracks. I feel like,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Now, can I say she did a cover of "What's Up" by Four Non Blondes? That
Uh-huh.
was a song that I think we may have posted. I think we posted.
She
both
posted.
of-
Yeah,
she
we
them.
posted it. Yeah.
Now that's a song that I know. You know that song, C-Rxch? Have you heard that song before? That?
Nah, I haven't.
No, but I know it. I knew the song, but it's become in the last few years mostly like a novelty song, or people play it kind of as like a meme, a little
that
bit.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, like I think it became like an internet video or something like for a while where people would kind of play that, and it's
Yeah.
and people will play it kind of like as one of those sing along songs, like at a bar at the end of the night. But
Yeah.
I always kind of just couched under like one of those catchy things. But I never really actually heard how beautiful the song is, both like written and like with the words and also the vocals. Until she did it, I was like, oh wow! Like, and then actually listened to it again like a few days later, like the actual song, and I was like, this is such a beautifully written. Like the lyrics are very thoughtful. It's amazing. So I couldn't.
So I was around when that song came out, so
Yeah.
I was very aware of it. It wasn't a joke to me. Like
Right.
I was a very pop. My sister was in love with that song and that band, and I think the lead singer, I don't remember her name, but she's written I think a ton of songs for
Right.
other people. Like,
Right.
she's like a very established, well-off songwriter.
Yeah, I think maybe in like the last like maybe 10 years, there was some YouTube video that became like one of those early internet videos that became kind of like a meme, or I guess whatever, it went viral back then, and so it kind of became a little bit of a novelty. So always people throw it on like like at everyone's drunk at the bar, you throw that on, everyone kind of sings it.
Yeah.
But I never really dived deep into like the lyrics or anything. And boy, her cover was beautiful. But then I also and this is what great musicians can do. You know, they can open you up to like to the music and things like that. So I thought it was so cool that she did that. And it's such a perfect like entry point for a performer to be like, here's a song everyone knows. I'm gonna do kind of my stylistic take on it, and it's if you like it, then here's my original, which I thought the original was great too. I forget the name of what the original was. But it was really, really good. And I think she has some songs that are recorded that you can listen to if you go check her out. If you go to her
I think she
Instagram.
does. Yeah.
Well, a bunch of original stuff like that. She plays around online all the time, and she's going to be on our show on the 22nd as well. A couple of repeat people, but I think that no one will be disappointed in any of the performers. I think.
Nah, I looked at the lineup too. I'm like, yeah, there's no lackluster talent on this lineup.
Yes.
Yeah, it's solid
Yes.
straight through.
Yes.
Actually, I'm gonna share that your lineup post, and I was gonna rib you a little bit on it. I was gonna say I stand by this lineup, and I do not stand by this handwriting.
I was trying. You know what it was? I was trying to be. I guess we'll get to the new poster that I made. It's at a new location, but it's kind of a RSVP invite only situation. So I wanted to make like a old school kind of house party punk rock show like DIY poster. So I kind of like literally got the paper out. I started cutting. I printed out some photos. I cut it up. I taped it with some Scotch tape, and I wrote it out. And that one I think came out really good, and I'm happy with it.
So you did it legitimately like that?
Yes.
Like and then
I
scanned it that way.
Yeah. So it came out really good. I was like, actually way better than I thought it was going to. And then I tried to do a follow up with the lineup, and it didn't come out as good. But I was like, I didn't want to just like do like a graphic or anything like that, which is
so is that just your handwriting or?
It was stylized. It was stylized a little bit, but it was it was not great. But I got the message across. So I think that was the point that I wanted. Okay, so up now is Jar Cags. I think is what he wants to be called now. Jared, but it's Jar Cags is what he wants to be called, and he's been coming to all these shows. Again, we've discussed him previously. He's still brand new to comedy.
Yeah, a few months in. Yeah,
and has come quite a long way in terms of just confidence, material. It's all like
even if you just go back and watch the 3 versions of this show, I feel like he's made great improvements from set to set.
Absolutely.
From this.
Yeah, I thought he actually had quite a good set. He had a couple of good jokes about he's a referee for pro wrestling, which is like such a funny place to start. Yeah, which is a funny place to start, and some other ones. So I know he just had a kid, I think he said. So I'm sure there'll be more stuff to come from there. So I think he's ripe for growth. So he'll be around. He'll be around on Long Island. I'm sure he'll. I mean, I assume people are going to want to book him. I don't see why they wouldn't. So he'll be around for sure. So you could definitely see him around. But moving right along. See, I think it was moving right along the show. It was hitting kind of all different types and moving along.
Speaking of past episodes of this, so they're all the last showcases are on YouTube privately, so you have access to them. But it's nice you can share them to anybody that you're looking to do business with. You could share those videos with them.
Yeah.
Not that they need to watch the whole thing, but it's good to have like a public backlog.
Absolutely.
That you can be able to. Or even just the artist to be like, I was on that show. Do you have my footage? Send them the YouTube
I think it's
thing.
a perfect idea. It's a perfect idea. We do have a YouTube channel, which is where this. I guess you have to know because this is where this show is being.
Yeah.
That's right. This is where this is, I suppose. So.
Yeah. I found it funny. Like, you ever listen to a podcast and like if you just tuned in?
Yeah.
It's like that's not
it's not
possible. Nobody downloads a podcast and then jumps ahead 45 minutes.
Yeah, that line is written for like the radio, like when you actually have to like you're circling through and you actually knock into something.
You don't need to reset on a podcast. This guy's still going? I'm kidding.
No, there you go. That's it.
I'm not really paying attention when he started or stopped, but it's like
I missed when he got up, but there we go. Here's me in the back. You can see me doing the mic in the background.
Production.
Lauren Festa.
Yo, she was funny.
Destroyed.
Her first time on.
Destroyed.
And I have done some open mics with her. I think that's the only time I've ever really met her, and I'm always so happy to see Lauren Festa show up.
Yeah.
I'm a big Lauren Festa fan, and
she crushed really hard.
Great jokes. Yeah. I feel like. I didn't know she was going to on the show, so when she walked in, I was thrilled to see it.
Now, Kyla, I believe, is the one who said that she had done an edible before that.
Yeah.
And then I don't think anyone said that. I think Lauren said that she's not on drugs, but she was in Staten Island.
That's right.
So she had been in Staten Island earlier in the day. So I think she either said it's like being on drugs or she wishes she was on drugs.
That's right.
Either way it was good. It was a good line either way.
And she posted. So she did a joke about her father and a joke about her mother.
Yes.
Which is some comics like to do that.
Yes.
Like there's a lot of comics that feel like do a lot of jokes about their parents.
Yes.
I never felt the need to do that.
No.
I never wanted to talk about my parents on stage.
Not me either. God bless
But she does. I think she has a lot of jokes about her mother, and but it's funny. It's funny, relatable stuff. But then I think her father's birthday was coming up recently, so she posted the clip for her father, like my dedic. Here's a joke about you. Yeah, me making fun of you. Here you go.
Yeah.
And then Mother's Day was around the corner, so then she posted a joke about her mother on Mother's Day.
Which is pretty. I mean, I'm sure it was sentimental, but also that's algorithm, maybe. You hit the Mother's Day, the joke on Mother's Day. And by the way, that one actually got some movement. That last one that she posted on Mother's Day, it got a little bit of movement. Yeah, it was pretty good. So I don't know how any of that stuff works because I posted one that got that I did the one-liner competition that has like, and they collaborated with me, and they have like 10,000 followers. So I got like 200 likes, but I got like no plays. So I'm like, how does this happen? Like where it's just I got like 200 likes, but like only like 1,000, like the same 1,000 to 5,000 that I normally get. So I was like, I don't know how that works at all.
I stopped trying to figure that stuff out. You could drive yourself nuts trying to figure out how to go viral. I'm like, I'm just gonna put out stuff I like.
That's
it's
where
a
I
full-time
ended up.
job to worry about.
Yeah,
How
it
you
doesn't
gonna,
make any
what are you gonna
sense.
take? That's not.
But
I see these people, these comics and stuff that I do like in real life, but I did posting every day and the desperation to find what can I post today, and I'm like,
it's tough.
I'm like, this isn't something that you felt like you needed to say. It's something that you felt like, I guess I could say this if I needed something to post today.
It's tough.
Like, let's reserve the videos and posts for things that you really desperately feel like.
Well, that's why I'm liking that
worth.
if C-Rxch and I could do some bits, that would be good, because there'll be stuff that I will never be able to do it again anyway.
Right.
So that's prime to post up there.
Yeah.
I will say when Lauren was performing, I think it was the 2 clips she posted, I think might have been like her first and her second joke, but like they crushed so hard in the room, and I think she nailed it perfectly. I was like, oh, there's a clip, there's a clip.
Yeah.
Which is sick that I'm thinking that way, but I was like, that's kind of what we do this show for, is to help people out with that, so they have that, and then people can see how great they are.
It's the world we live in, you know? And I feel like, come down to then showcase, and then some showcase. What's it called?
And
And
then you
some
can
little
see
clip,
it,
social
and
media.
get from there, and then it's a hell of a show. It's a hell of a show.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
I don't want to do the work to post stuff myself, but I'll film you, and if you want to put in the work to figure out how to get into the algorithm, then you can do that.
And then you can tell me how to do it. Figure it out.
I think I booked me. Ever go like YouTube and there's like videos and you just save them for your watch later thing? I think there's a video on my watch later about like how to get into the
I've seen
algorithm.
those,
But I'm like, do these people even know what they're talking about?
No, I think those people go viral by saying, "Here's how you go viral."
Yeah.
And that seems like a whole thing. There's my uncle. He went to go to the bathroom, I think.
Ah, your family showed up.
My uncle was there. My cousin actually lives in Boston. She came down. She had some other stuff going on, but centered it around this because she wanted to come see the show.
Now watch. I give. What's his name?
It's Rob Hall.
Rob Hall. I give Rob Hall a little extra special title on the video.
Oh, a little title.
Yeah, well, because
And some light change, I see.
I loved his song so much. And
beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, I sent this over to him. Yeah, he was quite happy with.
That's pretty
with
dope.
This. So he does a Warren
Yeah.
Zevon cover. He's doing now, which was fun. And then he plays in a band called the Rhodes, but it's him and this guy named Andy, very nice guy. They do a podcast actually you can go listen to, where they do kind of like, I think we've talked about this before. They do a movie podcast where they'll talk about a movie, but then each of them or one of them will write a song about the movie. But it's like a full-blown, like, all instruments, drums, bass, guitar, singing, 2.5 minute to 3 minute full song. Like, they're not just like little
I think you mentioned that. I didn't realize that was him doing that.
Him and the other guy, Andy, they kind of alternate in terms of doing it, and like they're some of them are so like they're just. It's not like it's about the character in the thing. It's like they kind of take a theme from it, or they'll take a line from it. Sometimes they're funny. Sometimes they're just very serious. So Rob also does stand-up, and when he does his stand-up, he'll bring his guitar on stage, and he'll do, he kind of has a whole act with his guitar, and there's kind of joke songs, and there's stuff, wittier punchlines and stuff with the guitar, and then he'll just do regular jokes. But he also plays, music. He has a record out with this band called the Rhodes, Royds. And it's a great record. I listened to it when I did their podcast. I actually went back and listened to it, and it's really great. The second song that he's playing, I think he's getting into right now, is a song called Late Night Radio, which is on that record, which I'm a huge fan of. I think it's a really great song. So I requested that he come down to play, and I said to him, I was like, this is going to be it's a music room, so you can come in and you don't have to try to be funny. You could just do your regular songs.
If you try to be funny,
You could do comedy, whatever you want to do. But he said, I haven't really played music straight like this in a long time. So he was it was kind of something that he was excited to get an opportunity to do, because C-Rxch knows this. There's not a million opportunities to just go out and play original songs. Like, there's not like a million places to go do that.
There's not a lot of places. So whatever place you perform at, you just want to make the most out of it.
Yeah, get your work out there, because most people want covers. I don't understand that. I would 9 times out of 10 always want to hear somebody's original song than a cover song.
Yes, I think if the band is no good, I guess maybe your thought is like, I'd rather listen to them play a song I know and like further than a bad version of a song that.
I guess what I want, I'm talking about, like, sometimes you go to a restaurant and there's like, we have live music, and who was it? Used to have a joke that was like, is that a advertisement or a warning?
Right.
Like, because sometimes I hear that and I'm like, I don't want to go see that. because it's usually a guy playing cover songs.
Yeah.
But if a place had curated, like, oh, we found a guy who's got great originals, I'm
Right.
way more likely to go to that than I
Yes.
am going to see somebody do a cover set.
Right, but but even more than that, in terms of like everyone's gonna watch me play a song, an original song, like,
Yeah.
you know. So that's why I told him that, you know, and I think
It's
he
vulnerable,
was so
too.
we had done a show a few years ago, a comedy show at this Neverending bookstore, and it was, you know, it was like a storytelling show, and it was a little bit, you know, it wasn't the full setup like we have with the lights and everything. So I think he was expecting it to be something like that. So when he saw the whole setup, I think he was kind of like, oh, but
You
like
did a
it's
comedy
really-
show here before?
We had done a comedy show
Oh,
here
yeah?
a few years ago, yeah, but it was a little bit more low key. It was just kind of more like just kind of set up the mic and had a couple of chairs and everything, and it was a good show, but it was not, you know, for a musician it would be a little bit different. So he was kind of excited to be able to kind of play. And
Must be drawn
and
towards the
belt it
horn.
out.
Every time the horn comes in, I'm always like,
Well, you're a Pete Rock fan. That's why. That's what it is. You're accustomed.
I'm a Miles
you know,
Davis fan.
You
You
covered it.
ever see that clip of Nicolas Cage and Miles Davis on the Dick Cavett show together?
No. Nick Cage and Miles Davis on the Dick Cavett show?
Yeah. And Nick Cage.
What year was it?
Nicolas Cage was like trying to play the trumpet. Like he's like telling Miles Davis, "I want to learn how to play this."
No.
And it's the most embarrassing shit you ever saw in your life.
How old is, like, what year was this?
It was Dick Cavett.
Dick Cavett
so it's
was
gotta
in-
be late 70s. I didn't realize Nick Cage was even like
How old-
active during that time.
That's
He was very
why I'm
young. Looked
confused.
very young.
Oh, okay.
Must have been early 80s. When did he come on the scene? But
I thought it wasn't until like the no, it must have been the late 80s. Must have been the late 80s.
the video must have been. But I
Maybe.
guess I didn't realize that like
He's maybe sneaky old though. Nick Cage.
Nick
You might
Cage
be right.
and Dick Cavett, I guess, was on later than I thought. Because to me,
Yes.
Dick Cavett wasn't even on in the 80s, but he must have run into the 80s.
Yeah, maybe.
But it's I have a still. It's one of my favorite stills that I
That's
have. Where
great.
it's Nick Cage holding the horn.
Is that on YouTube? I
And
gotta
Miles
find that.
Davis just like looking at him like fucking white man trying to play the drum.
Yeah.
No, white man.
And Miles Davis, I don't know. I mean, you could tell me he's any age. I would have no idea. I really have no concept of how old
I don't know
he
if it's
is,
true, but there's a rumored story about somebody asked Miles Davis once what anything you would like to do before you die, and he said, "I'd like to choke a white man."
Well, that's cool.
Yeah,
That's cool. Well, hopefully, you know.
I think he was talking about Nick Cage when he said that.
Oh, that would be fine. That would be
Yeah.
fine. Miles Davis not longer with us, right?
No.
Oh,
No, I passed
God,
away
no.
at, I think, 91.
Rest his soul.
Yeah.
Nick Cage still with us. As far as at least partially.
If only we could trade.
At least partially. So now we have Justin Gentile up. This was the only person that we had kind of sign up a little bit off the street a little bit in terms of a person that I had not spoken to beforehand, and he's a comic. He had a little bit. He's kind of coming back into comedy after a time not doing comedy. I don't actually know his full story, but he was not doing comedy. Now he's back doing comedy.
It seemed like he was pretty open about his story. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm be talking out of school now to talk about it, but yeah, definitely like an interesting story.
Yes, he
like,
had-
like
yes,
right
yes.
for comedy.
Yes,
So like
yes.
he seems like he's hitting open mics pretty hard, and
He's popping up quite a bit now. He is hosting in what he told me. What he was inspired by the show is he's put together his own kind of comedy and music type of event. It's going to be at the Wrights Brewing. What the heck? I think it's called Wrights Brewing. You could look at my Instagram page because I'll be on it. I'll be doing some comedy on the show.
Nice.
He's nice enough to have me on the show, so I'll be there. There's going to be some music acts, including the guy who comes on right after him, John Paul Lewis, is going to be doing some music there too. And it's going to have some food there. It's going to be some sponsors coming in and having some stuff. So it should be a fun little time. Starts early though. It starts about 3 o'clock on a Sunday. So it's the day before Memorial Day, so I guess people have off. So if you want to come swing by, it's a cool place. That place used to be formerly the Brewers Collective, which I had been to quite a bit. Actually, I had my baby shower there, if that counts for anything. But they sold that place to, I guess, whoever took it over now. And actually I bought when they were selling. I bought a bunch of glassware and stuff from there, including the chair that they had there, which is there was a big easy chair like what you're kind of sitting in right there. That when my wife had the baby shower there, she was on bed rest, so she couldn't really walk around. So we just kind of sat her in that chair.
oh.
So when they were going out, they were just selling everything. But the problem is my wife, of course, messaged them and was like, "Oh, that's the chair. It means that, it'll be so much. Maybe we'll get it." And like laid this whole sentimental rap on it. But like she did that before we got the price. So like they had already listed the price for whatever it was. Probably too much for an old chair.
Yeah.
But like now that she did that whole thing, we can't be like, and now let's try to lowball you for the number.
Yeah,
So-
right. You get it makes it like this is really worth it
Yeah.
at any cost for me.
I go.
Oh, okay.
I go. You really did not help with the negotiation.
No, you don't want to do that.
Yeah. So
So
now I have it
you
in my
never,
basement.
you never go into a car dealership like, I love this car. I need this car.
Yeah.
You got to walk into a car dealership like, any car really.
Not
Fun.
only-
Here, another car, another dealership.
I only was able to enjoy the party while I'm bed rest as a pregnant person because of this chair. Now can I get $20 off the purchase? Of
Yeah,
the
right.
chair? But we'll be doing that because we have a minute here because John Paul Lewis, if you remember, he originally was going to play guitar and
We have a
piano.
minute here. Yeah, right.
And he's kind of setting up here. I remember he told me, he's like, "Can I do guitar and piano?" I was like, "You can do whatever you want, but it's you could do now." Whatever you want to do, but he does get a little fired up. The C-Rxch gave him the patented Ricky Grimes that he did last show. It gave him a
Calm
Bro,
down.
yo, you got this, bro.
Give him
Yeah, he
calm-
was just
calm
cursing.
down.
He wanted to do too much.
He's an intense individual, very nice man. I never met him before. He came in and kind of, and I've actually, he has a thing I saw on his Instagram, like he wrote like a musical with a friend, and he has like all these songs that he wrote about like a musical, and he's very talented. You're gonna I don't think we posted anything of his, but
no, I don't think so.
But he'll be at the show that I'll be on the 24th if you want to come check him out. He's a magnificent piano player. I mean, he didn't end up playing the guitar, as you're going to see in a second here. He had some issues with the cable.
My only production note, and you're great at making these lineups. I give you credit for that. This guy should have came after the break.
Yes.
Because then during the break he could have been setting up all this stuff.
Yes, but if you could, I did not predict this type of
But when somebody
setup.
says, "Can I play the keyboard and guitar?" Maybe think like, "Okay,
think
it seems
so.
like you got a lot going on.
I think
Maybe I'll
you're
put you up after the break."
Hindsight is 2020.
How were you to know for sure? Yeah.
Yes. But he was magnificent piano
Yeah, really
player.
talented. Yeah.
And effort. And then he threw on the Fender Rhodes at one point, and both C-Rxch and I were like, "Ooh, this is what we. This is."
No, I don't
what
like
we're
that
here for."
he kind of he shit on Creep. He was like, "I want to play Radiohead, but not Creep." And I'm always like, that song is such a bad rap for some people. It's a great song, and I know Radiohead doesn't like to perform it, but it's like it's still a good song.
Creep kind of almost in the other thing we're talking about, kind of the What's Up thing, where people kind of forget the quality of the song because it becomes
right.
kind of like
It gets covered a lot.
Yeah,
and,
or like they throw it on as like a meme almost. But look at him work here. Look at the piano, pretty effortless flying over the keys.
yeah, well, half
here.
the speed, but yeah.
Well, but pretty good. But then he was he's getting fired up.
He
here.
was really wheeling and dealing after the show. He was networking. He was meeting people.
Yeah.
He seemed like he was like driven to work with people and to make stuff.
He does gigs around, like you'll see him, he does restaurant gigs, and like a lot of these musicians do, and he'll play piano and sing, and so I'm sure it seems like he could pretty much do anything. I mean, he had a wonderful voice. He was really able to kind of like, piano is so impressive to watch someone who could really play it like this, because even guitar, it's impressive to listen to, but sometimes you can't really you can't kind of see what's happening, but when they're flying around the piano like that, it's pretty.
Do you play a
pretty
musical
wild.
instrument at all?
I dabble a little bit in everything, but I can't really
You do?
do anything. Yeah, a little bit. I used to play in a band, and I played bass in a band for a while, and I used to write songs and do stuff like that.
C-Rxch?
Yeah.
You play?
Actually, I played alto saxophone in middle school and high school.
Okay.
Yeah, I played trombone and baritone in high school, and then I played keys just a little bit to dabble with. I used to, like I told you, I used to try and make beats back in the day, so I'd, punch up some keys and do some stuff like that, but nothing.
I was wondering if we could do, it wouldn't necessarily be an episode, because it would be something different, but have C-Rxch sit down and teach us, walk through making a beat for us. Maybe we can learn a thing or two.
Behind a paywall, though, maybe. Honestly,
that's valuable information.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that would be amazing. Or I think, we'll get somebody in here someday to sit here, and then we'll do like a little jam, and we'll have people kind of rap over your stuff and stuff like that. It'll be good. Well, listen, we're trying to get I don't have any rappers for the show upcoming, but we'll get some rappers out for you, and we'll do a little.
I don't know. I really think it would be so great to mix up the show, because these songwriters and singers have been great, but I feel
More
like
collabs,
a little more like
a
different,
jam.
just a different energy to have a rapper on would be so cool.
I'd like to have it.
You just don't see a lot of hip hop in public and like throwing in mixes like this.
Yeah, but I think the three of us might be a little high standards when it comes to having rappers. You know what I mean? Especially if it's going to be on C-Rch's beats. So I think there's a lot of rappers, but there may not be a lot of certain quality. I was thinking about this when I was driving over here. I was like, what is it that, like, because the show that we're having on the 22nd it was a more of a book. It was a book show, not like what we have normally, where people kind of sign up or ask to be on. And so I was trying to think about what it is, because I was trying to shape the show as to what we want the show to be. And I was trying to just figure out what it is we look for in performers that we think in terms of, I don't know if it's just our taste or if it's in terms of a certain quality or a certain intentionality of the artist in terms of how seriously they take it or not take it. I couldn't really put my finger on what it was in terms of, maybe it's just personal preference. I'm not entirely sure. But this is fun to watch him. He's really cooking. He's really cooking.
Yeah. Well, it's like the question, you know, when you all go through high school, I feel like the popular question to try to relate to people is, what kind of music do you listen to?
Yeah.
This would be like, that would be the first question they'd ask them. Oh, what do you listen to? And it was always, it's a little harder now because everybody listens to so many different things.
Yeah.
Like back then in the early 90s and late 90s, you were a hip hop fan or you were a grunge fan or you were like, you kind of picked the lane and you stayed in for the most part.
Yeah.
People branched out. But if like my answer as I get older is like, when people say, what kind of music do you like? It's just like honest.
That's, you
I
know
just
what I was,
genuine.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I feel like if you're doing anything, if I feel like you're doing it genuinely and it's not to just because you want to be a musician,
Yeah.
so you like, or to be famous.
Yes.
If you just have something in your heart that you feel like you need to get out, I feel like I that's the starting point. I'm not necessarily maybe gonna love it, but I can't get past that if I don't sense that in your music.
Certainly the quality has to be there, but then that's the other piece. It has to kind of do. You know what? And that's kind of where I landed with it as well, is in terms of the an honesty of the performance rather than like what could outcome from the performance. In terms
So I think all these people I feel that way with all these people.
Yeah.
These feel like honest people. They feel like genuine.
Yes,
Performers
and
and-
particularly, I mean, I would say John Paul Lewis. I mean, he was very very excited to be there and was a little bit hard on himself. Was kind of cursing himself out a little bit.
Yeah,
But once
yeah.
he finally got growing, you could tell there really was like you know, and something he was trying to get out. So that he was really trying to work out and get out. So.
And I mean, writing a song is so difficult.
Oh,
have
my
you ever
God.
tried to, outside of hip hop, like I've also tried to write
Yes,
songs.
I have. Well, I used to, in a band, I used to write songs. Yeah, and I used to be. And I just wasn't that good at it. I'm not that good at, like, which I think is why I ended up sticking with comedy. Is just, I'm just not that good at,
Did you find yourself being too literal?
yeah.
I feel like I have
Yeah.
a little bit too much of a literal mind when it comes to things, and the music I like is very subtle. Like maybe there's a lot of
Yeah.
just hints of things, and I feel like I don't know how to remove myself from the real world to try to just
I'm not that good at being, like, clever in that respect, in terms of being, like,
turn of phrases and
yeah.
stuff like that.
Most of my comedies are the opposite of that, where it's a little bit more just like, you know.
Yeah, so this is our intermission part with.
Well, you know what? This is a good, and I actually have something here. We know we didn't discuss, which we should have said, and this is a perfect time to discuss it. Do you want to explain what happened at this show?
What happened Oh, where I left my laptop charger.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Well, can I set up with one thing? So normally, just to say for the folks for the folks just tuning in, C-Rxch is on, as you can see in the video. He's on all night. He's playing tunes in between everybody, and he usually plays people up. He's got his machine just like he's got there, and he's kind of playing tunes, and people are kind of coming off and coming on. He's playing something in between. So you know, he's kind of the maestro of the event. You can see him now. He's cooking now, right? So why don't you tell him what happened that evening?
So that evening,
Do you know this?
prior,
Yeah, you told me
Okay,
that. Yeah.
so before this show, I had another. It was like a RSVP event in Farmingdale, where the other producers and DJs, and I was packing my stuff up like before it started raining, and I go through my bag. I'm like, I left my charger at home.
Laptop charger.
My laptop charger. So I was sick. So after the performance in Farmingdale, I literally was like, you know, I have to save whatever battery I have left and charge it when I get home.
Now
So
you
I
have
can't even
you
drive
can
back.
charge that just with a regular USB. Can you? Or no? Is that older?
No, now it's like a 2013.
Oh yeah, the USB-Cs you can like use any one of the USB ports to charge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's old fashioned.
That's
And
scary.
funny,
I mean, I've been in that position. I've been to places where I'm like, I don't have a memory card for this camera, so it's your stomach drops and you're like,
And the
what am I
crazy,
gonna do?
the crazy thing is that I was having trouble with one of my wires, and so normally I would just play the intro. I would kind of play
Yeah.
music off my phone. I didn't have it, so I had my wife came by later. She brought my laptop, and I was playing it off the laptop, just like, you know, music that I play in the
Yeah.
intros for people getting there. My laptop charger I had, but it's a newer laptop than his, so even that didn't work for him. So we had nothing. So we were trying to like brainstorm, like, what do we do here? How do we figure this out? What do we do?
And I think luckily you brought your laptop.
Mhm.
You had your laptop on that night. And we just played instrumentals from your laptop, and
That's
I just
right.
played whatever beats from
Yeah.
my set from my laptop.
We said save the battery for the set, and what we got to do is make it through your beat set.
It
and
was
then
seamless.
you're
I wouldn't.
good to
If
go.
nobody knew it. Then there was people were none the wiser.
Yeah, that was show, but that was showbiz. Show must go on type stuff that we
Yes.
had going
I
on.
wonder if
but-
I can hear. Let's
Oh,
see.
you want to switch it over? Yeah, go
I
ahead.
just wonder. I'm trying to see if I can. If we can hear this.
Yeah,
if
give
I
it,
can.
give it a shot. Sure. Unless we all sped up, though. We could slow it down.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Oh, there you go.
Is it coming through here?
I can hear it in my headphones.
Yeah, you're on my headphones too.
Do you?
I can hear it in my
This
headphones.
is what your music sounds like twice the speed.
Kind of like
Oh, what's that genre?
it's like a electro house or
Electro,
something.
mhm.
Yeah. So you could do a party like that. You just have to. What is that? Double speed, Ryan?
Yeah,
Yeah.
You just 2 times speed all of your beats, and then you could just blend them together, and you could get it. You could do a little like it almost sounds like what's it called? Is it juke?
I think.
It's almost like juke.
Yeah.
That ain't bad. I gotta be honest with you. That's pretty cool. If you ever did like a club or something, and you want to do like a beat set with just speed everything up. Do you feel yourself like staying in the same BPMs, beats per minute for the folks at home?
I'm not gonna lie
Tempo.
to you.
You idiot.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I kind of do that with almost some of my beats, and
Yeah.
then one thing I try to avoid is making the same beat I made before. But sometimes it happens.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just sometimes I just lower the BPM a bit. Sometimes I raise the BPM a bit,
Yeah.
or I just make something completely different.
But you stay in the same kind of world. You never do anything. You know, I've never heard anything super up tempo from you necessarily.
Yeah, nothing up tempo as of yet, but sometimes it's more down tempo like R&B.
Yeah,
So I dabble in that.
that's great. That's so much fun. But this is actually pretty fun to listen to it this way. Now, how much of this is planned out when you do these beat sets? Are you kind of flying a little bit off the seat of your pants, or you kind of have it laid out in terms of what you're gonna do? Like, do you have your beat set that you always kind of do?
I would say like I have my like in regards to my beat set. Like if I create something new, it's going automatically into the beat
Yeah.
set. If I play something I play regularly but it's unreleased, that'll go in there. Or even sometimes if I put out a beat tape like instrumentals, that'll go in there as well.
Instrumental's still available right now, of course, on
Mhm.
Bandcamp. If you want to check that out, people still showing love.
Yeah, people showed love recently. My dentist, he bought it. One of my supervisor bought it from work because I sent him the link.
Yeah.
And within the first track, he's like, "Nah, you got something here." And then the following day, actually after work, I saw a notification for like Bandcamp for artists, and I saw that he bought it. And the next morning, like, listen, you didn't have to buy it, but I greatly appreciate it.
Yeah.
So
That's
it was
really
a dope
nice.
feeling. So
Well, it's nice to have a project that you're proud of that you don't like, because I think we've all at points in our life had like artistic or endeavors that we're not totally like proud of to like share with people, and so that when you actually have one that you're just like, oh great, you saw it, that's good. But you could hit another beat on there now if you want.
Yeah, I'm saying Volume 2 on the way soon. So I don't know when it's going to come out, but Volume 2 will come out either by August or September.
Oh baby,
Nice.
excellent. We'll have to do a little release situation.
Got Katrina Reese on now.
Katrina Reese, who I think also said that she was on
Inedible?
on Edible, but I could be making that
Oh,
up. I'm
yeah.
not entirely sure. Well, I think this was she said she's wearing the sunglasses for. If
I asked her why she was dressed as Mike Toohey for the night, which is a local.
That's quite an inside joke for the folks at home.
Yeah, we should do it. She did a cover. Did she do 2 songs?
Well, no. Here's what she did, which I thought was, and I actually wrote this. 'Cause I thought this was kind of a fun way to do it. Is that she kind of vamped up to the song.
Jokes while playing.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
almost like interpolating the song, kind of leading into it. And
Dimitri
then-
Martin-esque type thing, right? Just
Yeah.
a little bed of music while you're playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, some jokes.
And then right into, but it was kind of like the intro to the song, and then kind of went right into the song. And she had a bunch of really good bits up top, a bunch of good jokes, and then went right into it was a Pink Pony Club kind of parody song. I won't spoil too much in case I'm sure you could see her out doing it.
People imagine somebody going to a show. Hey, I heard this. I heard the idea of this song already.
Yeah, but now she plays the electric guitar, which I think is kind of fun.
That's fun, yeah.
Yeah, see, I like whenever I played guitar, I actually just bought a guitar 6 months ago. I bought one on Facebook Marketplace. Somebody had it, and I went and I got it tuned up. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna learn. I've never really learned to play guitar. I can kind of fiddle with a couple of things, and I can do some bar chords, but I don't really know what I'm doing. Like,
I've tried a couple times. I always say, if I hadn't already seen somebody playing the guitar, I would think it's impossible.
Yeah,
to do.
I honestly.
When I try to
yeah.
learn it, I'm like, this must be impossible. Well, I've seen somebody do it, so
Yeah.
it can't be. But it certainly
I
seems
could do, just your standard bar chords up and down. I could play a couple of punk rock songs, but like as soon as you see your hands kind of moving like this, that's where I start to lose it.
Yeah, right. And I guess it just becomes muscle memory. You see people doing it without. It's just I'm so impressed
Wow.
by anyone who can play anything musical.
Well, also I came because I learned bass because it's like I literally was in middle school and like my friends like started a band. They're like, we need somebody to play bass. Do you want to do it? And I was like, yeah, I can figure it out, because especially when you're playing punk rock, bass is just literally just one note, one
Yeah.
note, one
Boom,
note.
boom, boom.
And then I got like fairly nothing of like anything like professional or like even like ability to like do anything with it, but I could play in bands and be serviceable in bands.
Now,
and
if you
stuff like
could play, if you could have the knowledge of how to play any musical instrument flawlessly, just like that, what would
piano,
be it?
100%, piano, 100%.
Fender Rhodes.
Fender Rhodes, yeah. Okay, I would be Fender Rhodes would be too, yeah, like that. But
Fender
same
Rhodes?
deal, same deal. The Fender Rhodes is like a
Electric
piano.
keyboard.
Oh,
Electric
It's what you hear
piano.
on all the D'Angelo records, kind of like
Oh,
that.
yeah?
Almost like, yeah, that's like what
so
the
you
Fender
would just
Rhodes.
learn how to play the piano and
Yeah,
then you
he's
play
being-
it on the
he's being, like,
play it on
specific,
that.
yeah.
He's being
Yeah.
specific.
Specific.
Don't if you get a genie, don't be so specific. If you get 3 wishes
Yeah.
by a genie, make broad
That's a
statements.
transferable skill.
Exactly. Say piano, and then you can do it on the Fender
Yeah.
Rhodes. But
Yes.
yeah, it would be hard to not pick piano. That seems like the most versatile instrument you can
Yeah.
have to do.
So this is C.J. Walters, who is the tallest man I've ever seen in my entire life. He's a very tall man.
He was the second. He was the first of 2 people that week that were 6'7" that I met, and they both made the joke, "I'm 6'7".
Yeah, well, yeah. Which is, yeah.
Yeah, which
Oh
I
my-
feel like
Yeah, well, I think you watch him do it. Does he do it? Let's see if we can see him do it with his hand. Did we miss it? I think we may have missed it. But he does. He did that in an opening line. CJ, I don't. He messaged me on Instagram to see if he could perform. And normally, I don't really reject, as we've discussed, too many people, but I wanted to always kind of check him out before how enthusiastic I am with the response. And I went on his page, and he had some tunes there, and I was really quite blown away by his performance. He's got a wonderful voice. You can't hear it here. He will be on our show on the 22nd. I'd encourage you to come check him out. He's really a really great singer. And I was kind of blown away by his vocal performance. And so he had some original songs that he posted. They were really cool songs, like kind of like almost like they were like longer songs, very lyric heavy. Kind of like not really like hook heavy, but like more just about like the lyrics. They're almost like poetry almost. And he gives a really unique style of singing, and you can tell. Look at him.
yeah, he's selling it.
Yeah, he is.
There's a couple people I was like truly like blown away by seeing him. I'm like, I can't believe this person's here doing this. Like,
And I said, I go, I looked to see like some of the other folks who talked about like they perform regularly, they do restaurant gigs, they do gigs everywhere. He was like, I haven't done this in like 3-4 years. I haven't done any sort of like
Really? What a
singing
shame.
or performing. Well, that's why I go this is, and then literally I was like that night I was talking to my wife and I was like, if our show at the very least that night all it did was give this person an opportunity to like think that he wanted to perform again and give him an opportunity to do it,
Yeah.
then I think it's all worth it. You know what I mean?
That's
To
my
give-
whole. I talk about that so often about my whole goal with doing so much of what I do with video and stuff is just to inspire people to follow through with the art you want to do.
Right.
Like
Right.
I hate the idea of people being like, oh, I would love to do that, but I'm too shy, or that. Like I want to get people to be like, get past that
Exactly.
stuff, make the stuff, do the things.
So it's
Like,
look at it.
Do it scared.
Unbelievable.
yeah, and then
Yeah,
eventually you maybe you work through that.
So
Yeah.
this song is that he didn't even play any instrument. He's like, I forgot how to play it on guitar, and so I'm just going to sing it. And most people would do that, you'd be like, oh boy, roll your eyes. But it was such a cool performance of just it was
Yeah.
totally captivating, just him singing.
I know.
That it was so great. And so the fact that he came out after a few years, and he's going to be on our show on the 22nd, so I'm glad to give him a platform and to give him a real, stage to do this. It was so exciting. And he seemed to really enjoy himself. He had a nice crew of people that came to come watch it.
Yeah, supportive group. I was happy to put him on late in the show because they stuck around for the whole show and they were supportive.
Yeah, they hung out. Yeah.
I was disappointed. I became friends with him on Instagram and I sent him the clip of his performance. I was hoping to see it online, but he never posted it.
All right. Well, like I said, he'll be on the 22nd, so we can hopefully.
Yeah.
We'll have to follow up with him and see what he says here.
Oh, here's my interesting edit right here. Look at this.
Oh,
look at that.
Very nice.
Double shot.
Very nice. Is there a name for that in terms of a shot?
I don't know, but it feels like it came right out of the 80s. You know what I mean? Like that double exposure.
Double exposure.
Shot. I mean, it's not technically double exposure. I just did it in editing, but yeah.
What I don't know. That's for a different podcast. I don't know what the difference is.
I was saying, looking back at it right now, it's almost giving like Donny Hathaway vibes.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is. I think I remarked live, and then you made a comment, made a post about it on Instagram. We both had noticed you, C-Rxch, during this, and I was like, C-Rxch, I feel like we're really getting a look at how C-Rxch looks when he's truly, really enjoying something.
Yes. I think, and maybe we'll have this on future episodes when we have the time. We'll have to create like the meter of like his face in terms of like the different faces of like good to bad, and then we'll just have to have your rating of like what the face looks like. Now look at the face. Look.
Yeah, he gets up. He got up for that one.
You go right. You go chase it after.
C-Rxch doesn't get up for everybody.
No, I don't. No, he does not.
I'm thinking about adding a fourth camera and just having it on.
All right, on him the whole time, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
So not to say that you didn't enjoy everyone's, but there's levels to this
That's
stuff.
fine.
Yeah.
And
the funny thing is too is like Ricky posted up too is like when C-Rxch is enjoying your performance.
Yeah. I think it was from that. I think it was from that face.
It was.
Now how much? So one of my good friends is a black guy, and we used to hang out along and we'd go out to clubs, and he would always nod at the other black guy, and we were like, "Oh, you know him?" He goes, "No, but
Yeah.
It was like we're the two black guys. So was there a little bit of that too? I was like, okay, another black guy. I want to see him come out.
No, I was like, I enjoyed CJ's performance, but funny that you mentioned that because I was in Bed-Stuy a couple Saturdays ago, just walking to my car and I see another black guy.
Yeah.
And almost where I was at in Bed-Stuy, it was almost like I was in a Spike Lee movie. So I was walking with my pea coat, and I go, "Peace, black man." And he just nodded. We just nodded each other.
So this is Joe D.
This is Joe. D is how I have it. I know his name, but I said his full name, and he got up there, and he was like, "Whoa! Don't say my full name out loud."
No, not the government. Not the government.
So
drop the government.
So he's a poet. He's a guy that we met at our last show. He just came right off the street and said, "I'd like to sign up." And I thought his poems. He came back again. I emailed with him. He's going to be on our show on the 22nd. I think he's wonderful.
And he was who I said I would love to see. You said anybody that you'd like to see, and I mentioned him specifically because I was really taken by him as a character, as a poet. I love this guy, and you said we both had the same feeling.
I asked Ryan, I messaged him, and I said, I'm booking the show for the 22nd. I want to try to hit the 4 quadrants in terms of performers. Do you have any suggestions for poetry? Because I thought Joe, but I didn't know if that was just me in terms of who really liked him. And then so Ryan goes back without me mentioning and goes, you know what about that Joe? I find him very captivating and interesting, and we should definitely have him. And I go, I'm glad that you said it because I would have thought maybe I was the only one. But the poems are great. He does a great poem. He's a great performer. He's an interesting guy.
He's had a history. This guy's got stories, and I said I would love to have you interview him a little bit on the next show. I hope that goes down. I hope he's interested in it.
Yeah, I think on the next show we'll have time because it's less performers and we have a little bit more of I think the venue is a little bit more
just to get in the world of this guy. I feel like might be very interesting.
Yes. Yes. Perhaps maybe we should have him call in on the next show as well. If it's a good enough story, we'll see if we can get him on and see what he says. I think that'll be good.
Yeah.
So we're getting to the final performer of the evening here. So this is Ray Nidecker, who I think I'm still saying the last name wrong, and I apologize. She was at our last show and just came in the audience. I think she may have asked to sign up, but it was like almost, it was too jam-packed, so I couldn't have it. And I said, if you come by again or message me, we'll get you on. And sure enough, late in the game, but she did message me and asked to be on. And she came by, I believe, with her whole family. There were at least 4 or 5 people that were there. And I don't know. I think she had done stand-up before, but maybe not. But she got up there. She was very confident. Had some jokes, a lot of like local stuff about her family, some local references and stuff like that. But really had a fun time. Her family couldn't have been nicer. You know, when C-Rxch does his set, I kind of go around a little bit and I give out free candy and kind of chat with people just as to kind of check in and just see, you know, if I don't recognize him as a performer, if I don't recognize him at all, I kind of ask, you know, who are you? What do you, why, you know, what brought you here? Kind of just do some, you know, vibing in that regard. And so I met her whole family and all that. And I believe it was her brother said, looked at me and went, how do I sign up to perform in one of these things? And then I guess it was either the sister or a friend looked at him and she goes, ask your sister, she's performing. Why wouldn't you just ask her how she got
Yeah,
to
how did you
perform?
do it? That's so funny.
Yeah, and I was like, you know, it's fine. You know, he was like, oh yeah, and just went back to it.
She was a ball to watch. I mean, you know, it's
She's pretty good.
She was a unique performer. She almost seemed like she was performing just for her family.
A little bit. Well,
And we got to just we just got to like watch in on it.
Yeah.
But
And
it
then-
was
Now, at one point, I think my cousin was sitting in the front row, and yeah, that's my cousin. She's now pointing at that was there, and my cousin said that she was with a friend of hers that she came with it, and like I guess she had a bad experience. The friend did a comedy show and was like, they're not gonna call me out. Like they sat in the front. She was like, please, I don't want them to like. And my cousin was like, no, it's not gonna be that kind of show. And then they were almost through, and then she gets up and
That's
she was
fun.
like, hey, what about you? And they start pointing at people and things like that. She was like, oh no. But obviously she wasn't one of those comics or anything like that. She was just genuinely being.
she moved around a lot. She was hard to keep in frame for the whole time. So,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, we don't actually mention that. I wonder if we're just like, you know, stay in the direction of the hard.
Move
game.
around. I don't want to limit anybody. I mean, I wasn't monitoring the camera the whole time. If I was, I could adjust. But
Yeah.
it's like I like to let people just run wild.
Ooh, this.
Oh.
Listen to. Is this exclusive?
Yeah, it's exclusive.
C-Rxch exclusive, and then some show. Exclusive. Now I did get a message from Ray after this that I will read, which I don't think is telling tales out of school, but if it is, she can message me and say not to. But I think it's pretty funny, so I think it's okay. Let me see if I can find it here.
I don't know if I follow her. I sent her.
Well, her name
tape.
is not her name, so that's why I had to ask her what she wanted.
She reached out to me and I sent her video.
Okay.
I don't know if she posted it. I don't know if I follow her, but yeah.
Well, she did reach out and said, "Are you going to post my set?" And I messaged her and said to contact you because I don't.
Okay.
As we discussed earlier in the program, we don't want to just post it because who knows if people want stuff posted. But so she messages me after the show, and she goes, "Thank you for tonight. I feel great. Do me a small favor. Do you think you could post my foster dog on the story? I ran out too fast and forgot. I said I'd show her off." And so I messaged her back the next morning because I didn't see it. It was later at night, and I go, "Thank you for coming. Also, what?" Question. And then she responds later in the afternoon, "Sorry, I left and immediately got high." It doesn't still explain the other thing.
Yeah, right.
Because then I couldn't remember her act if she said like, "Post your dog on the story." I don't know what the heck she was talking about.
Wait, I think it was
foster
420
dog?
that day too. I think.
Oh, was it? Well, no, it was
Wait,
425 according to the
420
thing.
Close enough.
Close.
for-
Listen,
for these-
people were
these
indulgent.
Weed heads.
Yes.
People looking for any excuse here, so it was nice.
I keep it clean. I don't do any of that stuff, so I'm not, you know.
No, I think I had about 85 seltzers, but other than that, I was. Now look at all the love C-Rxch is getting now as people are walking out here. People,
everyone wants to connect.
Everybody
wants to connect with
everyone wants
C-Rxch
to
after the
meet
show.
C-Rxch.
It's a great time. I feel like people are missing out if you don't come down to these things. It's a nice free show.
It was a good show, man. I
was thinking about
quite
before,
happy
like
with that.
I don't go to a lot of things, but because I've performed and I'm a creator. But this might sound insulting, but if you're not somebody who has any creative aspirations, I can imagine not going to places like this, like watching other people perform. I think when you're a performer, you're kind of less likely to go enjoy things because you're kind of too wrapped up in making your stuff.
And frankly, jealous that you're not the one on stage sometimes. Like that's how I feel,
maybe, yeah.
You know? If it's like, how did they get? Or especially comedy, you're like, well, how is this person? It's always comparing yourself to.
But if you're somebody who just doesn't have any aspirations, like that, don't you feel like, oh, we've got that free show, let's go check it out.
Yeah.
Do something to do for the night.
I agree, but I don't.
Yeah.
I guess people. You got to get people out of there. Get them to do anything.
Their habits. People love to be home.
And it's but
You ever been into like a? Oh, that's it, huh?
That's the end of it.
I sometimes will be like a group of friends, and it's only a few minutes in, and people are talking about what TV show you're watching.
Yeah.
And I'm always like, we're already on. What are you watching?
Yeah.
Like we've run out of things to talk about. We're talking about TV. Like your whole life is just you go to work and you come home and watch TV, and then the only thing you have to talk about is what did you watch.
Right.
I mean, I guess this is watching something as well. You're just leaving the house to watch it. So is it really any better?
Now, if they could talk about that, that would be good.
But I always go. My joke is when somebody's like, "Oh, did you see this? No, did you see this?" And I go, "Oh, did you guys see Outside?" You should do that once in a while.
That's what I've stopped inviting him to places after. Like,
I'm not likable.
Don't
See,
bring
Rich,
Ryan
You'll learn
anymore.
that I'm not a likable person. I'm a little bit of.
What, you guys having a friendly conversation? How about this?
How about me? How about I insult you?
How about this? How about I insult you? Okay.
Oh, the fly just made an appearance.
He's been sitting on that light right there, and I keep looking at the light, and then I blind myself, so I have to look away.
Yeah.
So let me do a little this is great, but can you play from the top, by the way, as I do my promo for the show?
No, I could rap over this. I think
Yeah, come on now.
this feels doomy. Like
This does.
Doom. Like I feel like I.
Boy, here
I
comes
have
the organ.
Doom on this.
Oh, isn't it organ comes in? Hold on.
Wait for
Here
it.
it comes.
Oh,
That's fire. Okay. No, you keep it going. Keep it going.
no, I love
No.
it too much.
What day is it? May 22nd. We're doing our show. And then some showcase. A little bit different than you've seen the shows previously, which is that it's not even though we don't really do like an open mic, it is an open mic kind of thing. This is a show with a lineup that's set, and it's got all the 4 quadrants. We got music, we got comedy, so I'll just run it down. So the folks you've seen, CJ Walters is going to be there doing some music. We have Zach Alexander, who you may have seen in a previous show of ours. He's going to come do some magic, which I'm pretty excited about. We have Victoria Hughes, Long Island Laugh Off winner from last year, coming to do some comedy. Always is hilarious. Kyla Silk, who we discussed, is coming to do some music. Joe D, as I'm referring to him as, but Joe, as we mentioned before, going to come down and do some poetry. Eric Eichel, a very funny comedian that I like a lot, is going to come down and do some comedy. Tom Bazzo is going to come do some poetry. As mentioned before, Brendan Ryan going to come down. Always Bethany is going to come down and do some music. She was on our first show. She's kind of her music out that she put out, I think, is really, really good. She is I think it's pop music, I guess, that you would call it, but really cool. Always Bethany, check it out. She's going to come play, as well as Ryan's going to be there as well. Ryan's going to do some comedy as well. Ryan's going to do some stuff, and then of course C-Rxch the Beatsmith will be there on the beats and the breaks, and then I will be hosting, and so we'll be doing some stuff up top, and then throughout we'll be able to hit it.
I might switch it up. I might write a rap to this beat.
Why not?
And then, let's see if I can.
Why not?
Start rhyming on this.
Why not? And so it's going to be a great show. It's going to be at 9 p.m. May 22nd. It's at an undisclosed location. So what you could do is if you're listening, wait, where's my camera? If you're listening here, if you've gotten this far, you can message us on Instagram at and then some show, or you can email me on the email. It's all on the flyer on my little punk rock flyer that I did, and message me. I'll get you on the list and I'll give you the info, and then you can come through.
Is it an undisclosed location? It's not even the name of it is not even posted.
Nope.
Oh, wow.
Nope.
How cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, listen, and by the way, when it's not at somebody's, it is at a place. It's not like somebody's basement or something.
No,
like
it's
that.
a very cool place. I've been there.
Yeah, it's a really cool place. Frankly, when things are undisclosed at RSVP, it usually doesn't mean they're at like the punk rock shows of the day and that similar thing. We're not as cool of a venue as this will be.
It's such a cool venue. I wish that we could. It's going to be kind of late, so and we won't. It's be a long night, but I would love to do this immediately after that in that space because they're kind of set up for that.
We maybe could.
And I feel like that would be really pretty cool. But
we could maybe do that because I think the thing, I don't think that like at the bookstore usually we got to get out pretty quick because they got to kind of clean up for business.
Right. He seems more open to that.
So I think you could be able to. There'll be some time for some lingering and some networking.
We'll talk about that
networking, but we could discuss that off the mic. But it's going to be pretty exciting. I'm excited for the show. I don't know what the show will be even as of next month, which I know is not great for promoting purposes. But we're going to see how it goes, man. It could be some changes as it relates to what we're going to do. But it's an exciting time. So if you're a performer that is interested in performing, I'd love to hear from you. Otherwise, it's been an exciting time. I thought the shows keep getting better and better. I mean, this one's going to be a little different, but the team will be here. The team will be there. We're gonna do it. Ryan's gonna be shooting it. We're gonna have get the lights and the stage will be set up. C-Rxch will be there. I will be there hosting, and I think, like I said, I'm gonna make it a little more loose. We're gonna try to do a little bit more of getting to know the folks and kind of doing some banter in between. So I think it'll be an exciting time. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe we can somebody perform with C-Rxch. We'll see what we can come up with. We'll see if we can have somebody do that. But that's all to be said. Anything else for the folks?
I don't think so.
No, I think I want to thank Ryan for producers. I want to thank
If you're
C-Rxch
listening
for
to this, thank you so much for listening, watching this much.
Absolutely.
Good.
Mhm.
Sorry to cut you off.
I want to thank Ryan for the production. I want to thank C-Rxch for the music, for playing exclusive music, and I
It's always
appreciate it.
a little funny to point out, compliment one specific thing, because I do enjoy your beats in general, but I've heard some today that are like even surpassed what I've heard before.
Every
Like, some
time
really,
I think it's like he somehow, like I listen to an Instagram thing
Yeah.
that he puts up, and I'm like, where he's got him.
like a lot of your stuff, I feel like I'm okay just being instrumental, but I've heard some beats today. Like I feel like I want to hear somebody rap on that. I want to hear this
Yeah.
as
I
a
was
full,
gonna say,
full song.
Like
Yeah.
some of the beats you heard today, like I do actually have rappers that are gonna use it
Okay.
for projects. So
That's
it's
exciting.
in the
That's
works
great.
right now. So it's gonna probably
Good stuff.
be like towards the end of the year or 2027.
Oh, it'd be exciting.
Nice.
We
All right.
could do a whole show focused around that when the time comes around. We could figure that out and do a whole thing around it. That'll be exciting.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And then
Appreciate
some
it, guys.
show.